Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's my great honor to be invited to the ACD meeting. And I was told that I'm honored as one of the very few entrepreneurs to share some of my ideas. I think without the development of Asia, there will be no Alibaba. So as the beneficiary of the Asia development, I would love to share some of our ideas on the SMEs and young people. How do we look at the Asian economy? Today, everybody said that the global economy is in big trouble. But I would say that ACD, which occupies the 60% of the total population of this world, that in the past years, many of the nations grow 6%, 7%, and 8%. And compared to these are quite okay growth rate. That means 60% of the population of the world is facing the challenge and never stop trying to solve the problems. So personally, I'm very confident about the world economy in the next few years. Today, the world economy is facing a lot of problems. People say it is about a globalization. It's the problem of globalization. And I don't agree with that. I think it's not about globalization. It is about globalization is not perfect yet. We need to make the globalization specifically for more small business and young people. In the past 20 years, globalization was designed for big companies, developed nations. And we should make globalization more inclusive, that helping young people, helping small business, so they have more chance to face the challenge. And in the past 1,000 years, I think hundreds of years, global trade was done by several kings and emperors. But in the past 30 years, globalization was controlled by 60,000 big companies. What if we can make thousands and hundreds of small business get involved? If we can make 30 million small business get involved on the e-commerce, on the global trade, that would help a lot. And this is what we believe, that in the next 20, 30 years, small is beautiful, small is powerful. We should giving small business more chance. We should giving developing nations more chance. We should giving young people more chance. In the past 30 years, the world is 2080. 20% of the big companies, 20% of the developed nations benefited. What if we can make the 80% of the business, 80% of developed nations get more chance by, in 1,000 years ago, we have a Silk Road. What if we build an E-road for small business? They can trade easily, they can do business easily, they can get job easily. So about the future, and I think every technology revolution takes about 50 years. The first 20 years is about technology. The next 30 years about implication of the technology. Next, the internet has just passed 20 years. The next 30 years are so critical. Next 30 years, we're going to have new retail that is called online and offline together. We're going to have a new manufacturing that is called IoT, Internet of Things. We're going to have a new financing that is internet technology-based financing, which is more inclusive. We're going to have new technology, and we're going to have new resources. In the past centuries, oil, coal are the resources. In next centuries, we believe, and this century and next century, data will be the new resources. So the next 30 years are so critical for all our nations in the RCD. To Asia, it is very critical. So in the IT period, we're lag behind from the Western countries. But now, like China, we make better use of the internet. Asia has a great opportunity to have the leapfrog. For the e-commerce, nobody believed that China could grow so fast on e-commerce in the past 15 years. One of the key reasons because the infrastructure of China for doing trade was so bad. And in America, e-commerce is just a dessert. China, e-commerce become the main course. The reason is that in America there are Walmart, Kmart, all kinds of mart in every cities, but China we don't have them. And at the PC time, farmers, small business, so difficult to use the PC. Today, Asia, we have the most mobile phones. By using mobile phones, we can connect more than 4 billion people. And make these 4 billion people, by leveraging the internet technology, mobile technology, they can do trade anywhere, do business anywhere. Electricity was invented in Europe, but popularized in America. And internets were invented in America, but I'm sure Asia can make full use of it. In next 30 years, if we can make this thing happen, this is going to be helping our Asia much better. And how can we make Asia and connect to the future? We believe small is beautiful, small is powerful, and small is wonderful. In the industrial time, everything is talking about scalability, standardization. And on the internet time, data time, we talk about personalization. So in the data time, we called how we can benefit the others, how we can enable others. So in the data time, it's not the time we compete in muscles. It's the time we compete wisdom and brains. So in the data time, we can compete. Small can be powerful if we catch the opportunity. So in the future, no matter how small your country is, no matter how small your business is, if you have a big heart, if you are open-minded, if you embrace the technology, if you embrace the inclusive globalization, you can be powerful too. Jobs. Many people talking about the technology is killing jobs, and I don't think so. I think technology is creating more jobs. It's not the technology kill jobs, it's the backward thinking. It's yesterday's thinking that killed the jobs. So Alibaba has created more than 30 million jobs for China. And we believe if we can do that in China, why we cannot do it? Why we cannot do it in the other part of the world, in the other part of the Asia? And Asia, the great contribution, I think, is anti-poverty and equality. And which we think that in the past years, Asia is not only the fastest growth continent of the world, Asia is also the best continent that solves the poverty problems. Take China and Thailand for examples. In the less than 30 years, we made 0.5% of our population living out of the poverty. And the unemployment rate in Thailand is one of the lowest in the countries. So I respect Muhammad Yunus. He took 40 years to achieve that, making the poor people to be rich to the financing. And I think today, as the small business young people, every government say we pay attention to young people. Every government say we pay attention to the small business. But not every government knows how to really help small business and young people. We believe we need to build up infrastructures for small business, just like what we did for big companies in the past 30 years. And we should build up an infrastructure for financing systems to helping small guys, helping young people, just like what we did in the past 30 years for big companies. Take a financing. The difference between Asia and West. In Asia, we have a lot of countries with great islands, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and we have a lot of countries with islands and remote areas. This is the great opportunity for mobile technology. By using mobile phones, we can connect to 4 billion people. By using big data, we can solve a lot of problems that we can never imagine about. Take Ant Financing, which is one of our companies. It's a private company, for examples. We have given loans to more than 3 million small business. The amount is $60 billion. And every company only borrow less than $5,000. But this is not the powerful aid. The most powerful aid is by using the internet technology, by the data. We giving loans to the small business. Every business, if you apply for a loan, within 3 minutes, we will decide whether to give you money or not. Within 1 second, the money will be in your account with 0 people touchment, encounterment. That is what the technology, this is what technology can do it. And also what I believe in the past 20 years, we make people like a machine. Next 20 years, we will make machine like a people. Machine is going to be much smarter. Machine is not going to be a tool. Machine is going to be the partner of human beings if we can use them better. And we also think, we strongly suggest every government should make specific policies in next 30 years because of the new technology. The new technology is going to kill a lot of jobs, but it's also going to create a lot of jobs. We strongly suggest that every government to make policies for those young people who are below 30 years old. We strongly suggest that all the government should make policies for those companies who have less than 30 people. So people who are below 30 years old, people who are a company who are less than 30 employees, we should make specific policies for them. And if you create these young people are going, small business are going to bring the wonderful future for us. So I believe in the future, the new technology is going to be the opportunity for young people, the opportunity for small business. And we should also think about reshaping our education system. We should think about the education is not about knowledge. The education is about innovation and imagination. We need our young people to teach them how can be more imaginative, how to be more creative. So Asia is not going to lead the world on economy. Asia is also going to lead the world on the culture. The Western is driven by knowledge, is driven by science, and our Eastern is driven by wisdom, driven by the instinct. So we think the Western is driven by competition. Either you join or you fight together. But our Eastern, we are very tolerant culture and we are very inclusive culture. So the world should be towards more tolerance and inclusive. So with Asia's development, more and more in the past years, Asian countries learn from the West. We believe that Asian culture can learn a lot, can also not only learn a lot from West can also learn a lot from us. And this is what we learned from in Thailand, the Buddhism culture. And I noticed one thing, most of the Westerners, if they work in Asia for a long time, they are more charming. And Bangkok is the wonderful combination of the West and East. So I think in the future, it's not about West wing or East wing. It's not about the high-tech wing or low-tech wing. It's those people who combine the technology with untechnologed. It's the culture that combine the West and East that will win. So I'm pretty confident it's not about who runs fast. It's also about who can run more in green technology and green development and more sustainable. Thank you very much, Prime Minister, for giving me the time.